up, YouTube? It's your boy Cobbs here, back at it again with another reaction video. Today we're gonna be reacting to Jimmy High Roller's "The Warriors Should Have Never Won the Title." You know, I've been subscribed to Jimmy High Roller for like, I'd say going on like 3 years now. He's a great storyteller. You know what I'm saying? I like his videos. I'm subscribed. Go subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump into this video.
Just didn't go our way. I don't know how many different ways to say it, but it was a special year, all things considered.
I think this was last year with the Warriors. I think they lost in the play-in tournament against the Grizzlies.
Make the right strides, take advantage of the summer. And
that's when everybody got hurt. Clay was still hurt.
Don't want to see us next year.
Clay was still hurt like 2 years out. Draymond Green was hurt. Curry came off like a broken wrist. Now them boys be saying, game 6, them boys got 4 rings. It's crazy how them boys got 4 rings.
Against all odds, the Warriors are now the 2022 NBA champions. Somehow, this team that was dead in the water just 2 seasons ago has been crowned NBA champions. But this team had no business even being here in the first place. This Warriors team was never supposed to win this championship. A roster full of has-beens and fringe
I told
players
all my
making
friends, once Klay Thompson come back,
well, at least it should have been impossible.
watch out.
But they've got Stephen
That
Curry.
boy coming back on a vengeance. He been out for 2 years straight.
Celtics on their home court to close
ACL,
out the finals. I thought
then ruptured Achilles.
I'll more than likely never see another player like this
Splash
in my lifetime.
And they
what Steph is
showed
doing
it.
cannot be duplicated
Come on,
or
man.
repeated. He is truly a one of one. And I think it's time we take a closer look at
baby face
some of the
assassin
greatest
for a
players
reason.
to ever play this game.
The waffle
Because the
colored
Warriors
N-word. I can't
should have
say
never
it,
won
but
this championship.
look it up. Them boys different, all 3 of
Today's
them.
video is brought to you by SeatGeek.
Dre,
SeatGeek
Clay,
is a
and
ticketing
Curry,
app that makes
man.
buying tickets faster
Them
and
boys got
easier
full
than
chips.
ever before. Just download the SeatGeek app and use the promo code Jimmy to get $20 off your first order by using their interactive map.
I'm trying to get a SeatGeek.
Find the best deals. If
You know
it's
what I'm
green,
saying?
then you're looking at a good deal.
I'm trying to get a SeatGeek
Red,
sponsorship.
not so much. I've been using SeatGeek for
Come on,
years,
man.
and once you use it, you want to
I don't got that SeatGeek money.
There's the buzzer. There's a new dynasty in the NBA.
Yeah, when boy be Cleveland, they had KD though. They was OP.
3 and 4 years.
That was.
And the latest with a sweep.
Them boys had KD,
exactly
Curry, Clay, and
how you
Draymond.
felt when this happened?
That's 4
I do.
All-Stars.
I vividly remember watching the Warriors dismantle the NBA year after year on their way to an all but certain championship. I remember sitting idly by as my favorite player was getting walked out of the building in the finals. It was inevitable, and it felt perpetual. Like the reign of the Golden State Warriors.
It was nothing LeBron could do once they added KD.
I would spend the rest of my days watching this unbeatable, unstoppable Goliath of a basketball team make quick work of every single organization that stood in their way. I felt hopeless. The Warriors pushed me to the brink of insanity, and it was never going to end. Or at least
the Warriors were like illegal to play with in 2K when they had KD on the team. Oh, I remember that. That too. In the same series. But I think that's when he broke. That was when Curry broke his ribs.
And that was it. A 5-year run, cementing their spot as one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. All came crumbling down in a matter of moments. Goliath had fallen, but for the first time in half a decade, the door was open for other teams to win it all. The Raptors won their first championship in franchise history. The Bucks won their first championship in half a century. And the Lakers were crowned champions for the first time in a decade. The dragon had been slayed, and I could now rest knowing the Golden State dynasty was behind us.
It was kind of refreshing when you see like new teams win the chip. But
6 NBA finals in
hey man, that three-headed monster. They were just sleeping for them 3 years. You know what I'm saying? They were just sleeping.
You are the 2022 NBA champion.
I couldn't have
what
been
they
more
do on
wrong.
improved
Because
trophy.
somehow, despite
Baby boys got
injuries and
4
roster changes
rings.
and ups and downs and everything in between, the Warriors
Boy,
are
Kevon Looney got
champions
3.
once again. We said they were getting too old. We said they were too injury prone. We said the roster looked like a G League team. We said they couldn't win without Kevin Durant. And they proved us all wrong. Just last season, if you told me the Warriors were going to win another championship, let alone a championship this season, I would have checked you into a mental institution. They went from one of the best teams in the history of the NBA to the worst team in the NBA to champions again in record time. Just take a moment to appreciate this roster that defied all odds and became champions. Out of the 14 players that suited up in the postseason, 6 of them had 0 playoff experience. Instead of seeking
that boy Wiggins
the
again.
Warriors went and acquired players that
That boy
fit their
Wiggins a
system
lock up.
and maxed out their potential.
Boy,
They found
shut
value in
Tatum
guys
down,
like Gary
boy.
Payton Jr. and Otto Porter Jr. They saw immense utility in guys like Andrew Wiggins
Yes,
and
sir.
Jordan Poole and gave them a
It
chance
was
to
a
shine
pool
on the
party,
biggest
man.
stage. Even Andre Iguodala, the oldest
a
player
vet right
in
there.
the entire NBA, played a crucial role as a mentor and a leader
Yes,
for the
sir.
Warriors throughout the
He
playoffs.
played that
This
Udonis
was
Haslem
a
role.
masterclass on coaching, adjustments, and players buying into their role and maximizing their impact on the game.
Yes, sir.
The catalyst of this improbable run,
Them boys
the
played all their
once-in-a-lifetime
roles and they
talent
played it
of Stephen
perfection. They
Curry.
played it
Before this
amazing.
year's
That's what the
playoffs, we
boys.
were asked who had the most
They
to
wanna
prove
chill.
and whose legacy would be altered the most with the championship. I thought maybe Chris Paul, Giannis, James Harden, maybe even Luka Doncic. But the answer all along was
Nobody
Stephen
had
Curry,
no
because now that
boys
he has a
winning the
long-awaited, well-deserved Finals MVP.
I always like they were gonna make the
Names done.
playoffs.
4 championships.
I said they was gonna
2
make it to the,
MVPs, 8
conference
All-NBA
finals.
teams, 8 All-Star appearances, 2
When the
scoring
season
titles,
first
and
started,
an
I was
All-Star
like,
MVP.
watch out
Most
for the
three-pointers
Warriors
in
'cause they
NBA
coming.
history. And a
And they
Finals
pissed
MVP.
off and they hungry.
One of the greatest careers the NBA has ever seen.
But I
and at
had the
34
Bucks
years
winning
old,
it again.
is still as incredible
But you
as
know what
ever.
I'm saying?
Now,
Injuries
as
happen.
NBA fans, we have an unhealthy obsession with all-time rankings, moving players around on our all-time
Sure.
list every other week like some sort of sick game of musical chairs. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves, I think we can all agree that there are a handful of players that remain
man.
a step
Top 5
above
list
everyone else. And
it's
these
Jordan
are those
1A,
players. Now,
LeBron
where you
1B.
choose to rank these players will be different depending on
rest,
who you ask.
that's-
Personally, I have them ranked like this. Now, this all-time top 10 has virtually remained the same for years. The most recent player to be on this list was LeBron James, who's been on it for about a decade now. And before him, the most recent players to join this exclusive club were Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant. Regardless
Tim
of where you
got
choose to
4.
rank these players
I think
among
Tim
your
got
all-time
4
top
too.
10, the players that make up this top 10 haven't budged in over a decade. Recently, I was tempted to add Kevin Durant to this list, but realistically, I couldn't bring myself to remove anyone in his place, so he
Yeah.
remains on the outside looking in. But after this championship run by Stephen Curry,
Curry
and his entire
top
season
5
as a
now.
whole,
Not
the
top
time has
5,
come.
not top 5, not
It's
top 5.
time
He
we
top
add a new
10.
player
He
to
top
this
10.
list. It's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
and it's well deserved. Stephen Curry is now undebatably a top 10 player of all time, and this season has cemented his spot on this list.
Yes, sir.
Every all-time player has won with their respective organizations. This is a definitive requirement of greatness, but only a few players made such a massive impact that the success of an entire franchise began and ended with them. Tim Duncan introduced winning
Mr.
basketball to San
That
Antonio.
boy
They couldn't win before
fundamental
he got there, and
to
they
his
haven't
finest.
won since he left. Michael Jordan didn't just
Hey.
win with the Bulls. He was
he-
the Bulls. Stephen Curry isn't just winning in a Warriors jersey. He is the Golden State Warriors. In 2009, he came
I
into
wouldn't
a
say he
struggling
is the Golden
franchise.
State
And over
Warriors.
the last
He is the
13
franchise
seasons,
player,
he has turned them
but he
into a
also
behemoth.
needed
See,
Draymond Green
it's
and
one
Klay
thing to come
Thompson.
into a franchise that has seen success, one that has won before him and has championship DNA. It is a completely different accomplishment to be drafted to a franchise that has never even sniffed a title and
Facts.
turned them into a dynasty.
Them boys
Russell
is a
did
dynasty.
it, Mike did it, Duncan did it, and Steph has spent the last decade doing it as well. But you don't have to watch Steph tear your favorite team apart to see his generational impact. Steph is as important to the Warriors' success as any player has ever been to any team in NBA history.
Fact.
Here's a chart of the top 10 players all time and how many wins they added to their respective teams over the course of their entire career. For example, throughout Wilt Chamberlain's career, his team won 7.5% more when he played versus when he didn't play. Shaq's teams won 15% more when he played versus when he was sitting out. Now, anything above 10% is incredible, and nearly all of these players are far above that threshold. When Kobe played, the Lakers won 21.5% more games than when he didn't. Larry Bird led to the direct result of the Celtics winning 22.8% more games. And, of course, the two players that had the largest impact on their team's success are Michael Jordan, and with a large gap above everyone else, LeBron James. But the most important, most impactful, game-changing player for any franchise in the history of the NBA is Stephen Curry.
I was about to say
the Warriors
33.
win over 32% more games when Curry is playing versus when he's not.
True.
That is the equivalent of Steph adding an additional 26 wins for the Warriors over the course of each regular season of his entire career.
His movement
just by
around the
himself.
court, his
But this
shooting,
isn't some sort of theoretical impact found by
his
just
ability
using
to
numbers.
shoot
We've
off of
seen
any
with our
platform.
own eyes just how lost the Warriors are without Steph.
It's crazy.
2 years ago, just 5 games into the Warriors season, Steph broke his hand and was sidelined for the remainder of the season. And in that season, the Warriors weren't just bad. They weren't just one of the worst teams in the NBA. They were literally, by far, the worst team in the entire league. The very next season, Steph returned to the lineup and the Warriors' winning percentage more than doubled. And, well, the rest is history. No matter which players come and go, regardless of how the roster changes around him, Steph remains at the center of one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
Warriors
sir.
should have never
No
won
doubt.
this championship. This title was not in the cards for them. A long shot at best.
Nah.
Just 10 years ago, it was almost unanimously agreed upon that a team could not win a championship off of three-pointers and jump shots. It was believed that you could not win
Hey,
a title with
now
a
everybody needs stretch bigs that can stretch more and
2015
shoot.
was a fluke. 2016 was a blown lead. The next two, well, those don't really count, right? They had Kevin Durant. All they do is shoot threes. They'll never win too small. That style of basketball. The Warriors aren't even a team. You were getting to be a final.
I wouldn't bet against us.
Jeez. That's crazy, man. Hey, man. Warriors. I believe they favorite to win again next year. We gonna see. Well, not we. Yeah, we gonna see what James Wiseman gonna be. See if he come back from his injury. I pray that's not another Greg Oden situation with his knees. But yeah, bro, we gonna wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? With this, the Warriors should have never won a chip, but they did. They won it in 3. Then Draymond Green tweeted out yesterday, preparing for Game 7 locked in. Hey, man. I got the Warriors winning it again back to back. Hey, man. Stay safe. Peace.